He thought he was just an old janitor. He sneered and told him to stick to his mops. He didn't know he was talking to the secret founder of the company and failing his most important test. In the towering skyscrapers of the city, where success is measured in billions, some people are trained to see numbers on a screen, but not the humans standing right in front of them. This is the story of Samuel, a man everyone saw, but no one truly noticed. Samuel was a janitor, an old man with kind eyes and hands worn from a lifetime of hard work. Every night, his job was to make the world of the powerful and important spotless for the next day. His final stop was always the main boardroom, a place where multi-million-dollar decisions were made. One night, the room was not empty. A young, ambitious executive named Ethan was pacing back and forth like a caged tiger. On the massive whiteboard behind him was a complex logistical equation, a problem that had stumped his entire team. A single error in this formula could cost the company a fortune. As Samuel quietly entered with his cart, Ethan barely glanced at him. "Get this place cleaned up fast," he snapped. "I need to think." Samuel nodded silently and began his work. As he got closer to the whiteboard, his eyes lingered on the equation for a moment too long. A flicker of recognition crossed his face. Ethan noticed him looking. A cruel smirk appeared on his face. "What's the matter, old man?" he sneered. "Trying to figure out our billion-dollar problem? Stick to your mops. That's what you're good for. Now get out. Your presence is distracting." Humiliated, Samuel lowered his head and quietly left the room. But Ethan didn't know two things. First, that Samuel wasn't just any janitor. He was Samuel Vance, the brilliant, long-retired founder of this very company, who had returned undercover to see if the values of humility and respect he had built his empire on still existed. Second, Ethan didn't know that a tiny, hidden camera was recording his every move. Later that night, after Ethan had left in frustration, Samuel returned to the silent boardroom. He stood before the whiteboard, not as a janitor, but as the master of his domain. He saw the flaw in the equation instantly, a simple oversight born from arrogance, not intelligence. He picked up a marker. His hand, which had been pushing a mop just an hour earlier, now moved with the grace and confidence of a genius. With a few elegant strokes, he corrected the formula and wrote down the simple, perfect solution. He paused, then wrote a small initial at the bottom, SV. He then quietly finished his cleaning and went home. The next morning, Ethan stormed into the boardroom, ready for another stressful day. He stopped dead in his tracks when he saw the whiteboard. The solution was there, written clearly. Shock turned to greed. He quickly took a photo of the board with his phone, erased it, and walked out with a triumphant smile. He would present this solution as his own. The great board meeting began. Ethan stood proudly before the company's most powerful figures. He masterfully drew the equation and its solution on the board, soaking in the applause and praise. "An incredible breakthrough, Ethan," the lead director said. "How did you manage to solve it?" Ethan was about to answer, but just then the boardroom doors swung open. An old man walked in. It was Samuel, the janitor, but he was not wearing his uniform. He was dressed in a perfectly tailored suit, radiating an aura of quiet, unshakable authority. The board members all stood up in unison. "Mr. Vance," the lead director exclaimed, "we weren't expecting you." Ethan's face turned white as a sheet. He looked from the powerful founder to the initials he had erased from the board. SV, Samuel Vance. It was all crashing down on him. Samuel walked to the front of the room. He didn't shout. He didn't raise his voice. He simply said, "The solution to that equation is not about complex math. It's about perspective, something you gain from experience, not from a title." He then turned to Ethan. "I didn't come back to check on our profits, Ethan. I came back to check on our people. Last night, you failed a simple test of human decency." He nodded to the main screen, and the hidden camera footage played for everyone to see, showing Ethan's cruel words and dismissive attitude. The room was filled with a deafening silence. Ethan was fired on the spot, not for his incompetence, but for his arrogance. Samuel then announced that the project would be led by a junior analyst, a young woman who had, the day before, stopped to ask Samuel about his family and offered him a cup of coffee. As Samuel left the boardroom, he knew his company was in good hands once more, because he understood a simple truth. A company that forgets the value of its people, no matter their job title, has already lost its greatest asset. The true foundation of any great success is not built on numbers, but on respect.